A female caregiver, in order to punish an elderly woman for wetting the bed, deliberately turned off the oxygen valve. Seeing the elderly woman struggling to breathe, she smiled, as happy as a blooming flower, because torturing others made her feel so good. Next, the woman placed the oxygen tube in her hand, then gently twisted and tightly pinched it with her fingers, not leaving even the slightest bit of oxygen. The elderly woman immediately showed an expression of terror, forced to open her mouth wide to breathe. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't inhale any air. She began begging for mercy, saying she would never wet the bed again. But the caregiver seemed not to hear her, instead tightening her grip, enjoying the feeling of controlling someone's life and death. Slowly, the elderly woman's face turned red, and until she could no longer move in her hospital bed, the caregiver finally let go of the oxygen tube. She extended her hand to check the elderly woman's pulse. Confirming there was no heartbeat, she leisurely walked to the door of the room, pretending to be flustered and shouting, "Someone come quickly! The patient's heart has suddenly stopped." The doctors rushed over, seeing the caregiver's frantic appearance. She stood proudly by the door, quietly watching the chaos unfold. As the doctors frantically tried to save the elderly woman, the entire ward turned into a mess, but the caregiver was beyond pleased. Luckily, after the doctor's efforts, the elderly woman was saved, but the caregiver standing by didn't panic at all. Instead, she smiled even more eerily because the elderly woman suffered from dementia and wouldn't remember what had happened earlier. After watching the thrilling drama, the caregiver, Stephanie, was finally satisfied and left, only to find that as soon as she left the hospital, she began to torment the next rich family. Stephanie applied to be a caregiver, specifically to look after their disabled son. But the family had no idea that under her angelic appearance, she had a deeply twisted mind. On her first day on the job, she saw the couple very much in love and happy, which sparked a sense of jealousy in her. She wanted to become the lady of this luxurious mansion. To stay in the house longer, she needed to build a good relationship with the employer's son, Jack. She treated him like her own child, playing, exercising, and doing physical therapy with him every day. Over time, Jack grew fond of Stephanie and praised her endlessly in front of his mother. Gradually, the family began to trust her, unaware that this was just the first step of Stephanie's plan. Next, she began to surround the wife, Lisa, pretending to care deeply. "You've been working so hard to take care of the child. Your skin has become so loose. You should try my beauty and health tea," she suggested. Lisa, unsuspecting, took the tea and kept it by her side. Little did she know that the tea contained a slow-acting poison. Stephanie thought everything was going smoothly, but there was a roadblock. One day, the family doctor unexpectedly showed up to do health checkups for the family. Stephanie realized this was a problem. If the doctor checked, it would expose the slow-acting poison, so she quickly made up an excuse to send the doctor away. To make sure her plan went off without a hitch, she decided to eliminate the doctor. Late at night, Stephanie went to the doctor's house. She pretended to have something important to discuss, but once inside, she suddenly attacked, injecting the doctor with a lethal dose of poison.